Have you ever had an entire argument with someone, without saying a single word to them? You imagine what they're going to say. Then you imagine your response. They say something rude. You give the perfect comeback. Then they say something else, and suddenly, you're having a full conversation inside your head. The strange part, the argument never actually happened. So why does your brain do this? Psychology suggests, your brain is constantly trying to predict what might happen next. And when you're uncertain about a situation, it starts creating possible scenarios. Especially when there's something emotional at stake. Maybe someone upset you. Maybe you had an awkward conversation. Maybe you felt misunderstood. Or maybe, you simply don't know how someone feels about you. Your brain doesn't like uncertainty, so it starts filling in the blanks. What if they say this? What if they blame me? What if I can't defend myself? What should I have said? And before you know it, you've created an entire conversation. Sometimes, you even replay the same argument over and over. That's because your brain may be trying to prepare you. It wants you to feel ready. If the situation happens in real life, you'll already know what to say. At least, that's what your brain thinks it's doing. But there's a problem. The more you rehearse imaginary arguments, the more emotionally real they can start to feel. Your body may react as if the conversation is actually happening. Your heart beats faster. Your muscles tense. You feel angry. You feel hurt. You start defending yourself against words that nobody actually said. And that's when overthinking becomes exhausting. You're not dealing with the real conversation. You're dealing with dozens of imaginary versions of it. There's another reason this happens. Sometimes, imaginary arguments give you something real life didn't give you: control. Maybe in the real conversation, you felt powerless, you didn't know what to say, you stayed quiet, or you simply didn't get the response you wanted. So later, your brain creates a new version. This time, you say everything perfectly. You explain yourself. You defend yourself. You finally get the last word. It can feel satisfying, but it can also keep you emotionally connected to the situation. Because every time you replay it, you're giving it more attention, and your brain learns, this is important. That's why a conversation from 5 years ago can suddenly appear in your mind at 2 in the morning. Your brain isn't necessarily telling you, go back to the past. It's simply saying, there is something here I haven't completely processed. But here's something important. Not every thought deserves a response. Just because your brain creates a scenario, doesn't mean the scenario is going to happen. Just because someone might say something, doesn't mean they will. And just because you can imagine the worst outcome, doesn't mean you're predicting the future. Sometimes, it's just your brain practicing possibilities. So what can you do when you catch yourself having an imaginary argument? First, notice it. Don't immediately try to fight the thought. Just recognize, I'm rehearsing a conversation that hasn't happened. Second, ask yourself, is there actually a problem I need to solve right now? If the answer is no, you don't need to keep preparing. And third, bring your attention back to what's actually happening. Not what could happen. Not what happened yesterday. Not what someone might say tomorrow. What's happening right now? Because the goal isn't to stop your brain from imagining things. Your brain is designed to imagine. The goal is to stop treating every imagined scenario like reality. So the next time you find yourself winning an argument that never happened, pause for a second. You might not be angry at the person anymore. You might simply be stuck inside a conversation that exists only in your mind. And sometimes, the most peaceful response isn't finding the perfect thing to say, it's realizing you don't have to say anything at all.